Hey guys, welcome to the live. 1 second, my computer just froze. You can see me, and we're going to start. Good evening, Cubans of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here, and excuse the technical difficulty. I was fumbling because I'm like that sometimes, but we are live now, and of course, going to bring in my right hand man here every Tuesday with me. We're talking about the guy with the fattest stacks of comics in the land. Rob, how you doing tonight, sir? Oh, we just both added them at the same
No, I
time.
didn't add myself. You just double
Uh,
pumped.
Double clicked. Yep. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. You, sir?
I am great. So, Rob, as you can see backstage, we have a full house here tonight,
Yep, I'm going to take a nap because you got it covered. Uh,
and I'm
so,
gonna
uh,
I'm gonna bring people in the order they came. So, first in was right here, Madam Stephanie. How you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you? How's everybody?
We're doing good, and might I say, lovely snake earrings.
Thank you.
And then, of course, we had the guy that's been bullying us backstage the whole time he's been back there. We have Anachronic Comics Joe. How you doing tonight, Joe?
Biggest diva
How
of
you
us
doing?
all.
I wasn't bullying people. I'm the elder, as Naman calls me. So I just take that nomenclature really, really seriously. That's all.
And then, of course, we had his nemesis, the one and only Matt Woods. Everybody, how you doing tonight, Matt?
Woo!
Hey guys, super great to be here. There's a lot of quality individual people here. I love your guest tonight. What a fabulous choice, but you're right. That guy over there is my nemesis. I got to take him out somehow, and I'm not exactly sure how to do it, okay?
Matt, as the Joker once told Batman, I don't want to kill you. You complete me.
All right, I need Bruno. I need some knees busted
Right.
is what needs to happen.
And of course, it wouldn't be a show without our esteemed guest. And our guest this evening is Milt from Flowers Comics. Good evening, Milt. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. I hope Joe doesn't attack me like he did before. He was out of control. I don't know.
Bill, that was nice to you.
Well, Joe knows he's got to stay up a little late tonight, so I think he hit the caffeine a little hard, Milt.
I did. I had an espresso before this show. You can tell.
He's wound up. All right. So, Milt, as we like to do with this show, first thing I'm going to do is have you give the quick 2-minute synopsis of who you are, where people can find you, and then we're going to say hi to the chat, and then we're going to come back to you for your first book. And as you're showing books, we'll ask you various questions and get some stories along the way and have some fun.
Okay. I'm Milt. My IG is Flowers Comics, mainly because I'm a big Sunflower fan. I'm a collector. I collect all kinds of stuff, and I have since I was a wee little kid. I collect coins, stamps, sports memorabilia, and of course, comics. And when I was growing up, I basically got comics from three main sources. Next to my grandparents' house, we would go there a lot every Saturday, pretty much throughout the entire year. And my grandpap would always give me $5 or just a couple bucks in the late 60s to go down to Odo's, which Odo's was kind of like a store like 7-Elevens are. And they had the spinner racks, and we would go down there and buy comics. The other place I received comics was the Clerton newsstand. My dad used to take me down. He would go into the bar next door called Buck's, and drink his 16-ounce Carling Black Labels, and he would give me a couple bucks to go to the Clerton newsstand, and I would go next door, and while we were waiting for the pizza to cook at Buck's, I would buy some. That's where I got most of my comics throughout the years. And then when I was growing up, none of my friends collected comics, and they kind of made fun of me for collecting and reading comics. And fortunately, I played sports. So when you play sports, you can do stuff like collect comics and do things like, like Boy Scouts and things like that, and get away without.
Right, you can do a few of the nerdy things and they'll let it slide.
Yes. And the third place I got my comics was, since all my friends didn't collect comics, but all of their older brothers did. And whenever they went away to college or they got drafted and went to Vietnam, they would give me all of their comics. And they would tell me how to take care of them and what I should do and what books I should look to buy and things. And that's how I got like Fantastic Four 1 through 70, Spider-Man 1 through whatever, and a bunch of stuff from the 50s, and basically
they dropped some early knowledge on you to get you going right.
Yeah, and I got a lot of Silver Age books from them, and some of them, they always said I could do whatever I wanted with the books, but Steve and Ed, they never came back from Vietnam, so their books are kind of, they won't go any further than my collection.
Right.
So that's my story. Last year I did do about 8 episodes of a YouTube show called Milt's Comics Mansion, which they could still be on YouTube. I don't know.
They're still there.
Yeah, was that your son with you, Milt, that did that with you? Was that your son?
No, that was actually one of my coworkers
okay.
who happened to like comics, and
it was a great series.
Well, it was okay. I mean, it was a little bit too long. So, but I'd like to do it, but my friend, basically, he's the one who did the videotaping and editing and everything. I don't know how to do that stuff. So
I tell you what, Milt, me growing up in the greater Pittsburgh area, a little bit further out than you are, it's so cool to hear you talk about Odos. I've heard people talk about Odos for years and years. And then you're talking about Clairton, which, guys, if you've ever seen the Robert De Niro movie, The Deer Hunter, that the first half of that movie was based in Clairton. It's an old steel mill town. That's a very gritty place to be. Okay, good people there.
Okay,
nice.
They're good people.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to the chat, guys. We'll say hi to the chat. Then we're going to get back to Milt for his first book, and we'll kick everything off. So first in, as always, we have Las Cruces. We have Joe coming in, second and trying. We have Paul from Psychedelic Comics. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you. We have Kevin in here, Hope Collector. Nice to see you, Kevin. Jean Malot, our buddy from Canada. How you doing, Jean? We have Mark Andrews saying good evening, all. We have Doug Bratton's in here as well. Good evening, Doug. And Mark is saying that he thinks that Joe and him will recognize a few of the books tonight. Right. And we also have the Princess has joined us tonight, Princess of Comic Gains, where in many of her online, and check out her Whatnot, her and Comic Gains, guys. They have the best Whatnot shows. They're a lot of fun. Just don't go in Milt's there. He'll outbid you on every book. But it's fun. I think Milt and I just discovered that we actually knew each other in there a couple weeks ago, Milt?
Yeah. It's kind of
so
funny.
there's like one more person. We have TJ in here. Good evening, TJ. And Couching and Slouching with C Bizzle. How you doing tonight, sir?
AC Bizzle.
Yeah, we are getting a good full crowd in here, and I thought I saw the Gainers in here along with the Princess. There's the Princess saying Mill, and we have Tony from Comiverse in. Good evening, Tony. Nice to see you. And yep, Comic Gains is here as well. Zach, Adam, how you doing tonight, gents? CJ Design is here. How you doing tonight, sir? So we are getting a nice packed house for you, Milt. Raul's here. Hialeah Comic Pro. Nice to see you, Raul. Phil's here. Good evening, Phil. Trev, the shipping guru, has made it in. We don't have any prizes on the show, but somehow I bet he'll still win something. 23 Munches here. How you doing, 23? Nice to see you. And we've got a great crowd working. So, and Marcus has popped in. Marcus, how you doing tonight, sir? Marcus has got to get back on the show. He hasn't been on in a while either. But, Milt, let's get over to you, bud. First of all, as my guest, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the program. We certainly appreciate it.
I appreciate you offering to have me on. And, boy, I'll tell you, this is not easy. A lot of my really good books are slabbed already. So I determined that I was going to only have raw books on the show.
Nice.
Which made it easier to a degree. So, I mean,
still had a few headaches though, huh?
The last 4 days I went from 100, I cut it in half down to 50. Then I cut it in half again down to 25. Then I got down to 10. So
Wow.
I didn't know how else to do it. And then all my stuff, I'm like pretty disorganized, and it was difficult for me to find some books that I wanted to use. So it is what it is.
Right. All right. Well, let's start out with your first book, and we'll kick her off.
Okay. I like the way that Mark Andrews did it, where he went decade by decade. In a similar fashion, what I'm going to do is basically pick subjects that I liked.
Perfect.
Okay, so kind of like that, but a little bit different. And what I've done is, first off here, I have these are from Steve, one of the guys who went to Vietnam and didn't come back. He gave me a trunk, and inside that trunk, I finally went through it after a year, about 40 years, but there was a lot of older books from the 40s and 50s. So I called them Treasures from the Trunk. And here are a couple of them. Twerchy.
A good girl cover.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah, see, that's a
Look at that.
fantastic cover.
And that's Gil Fox.
Who's the artist for that?
What's that?
Who's the artist on that? Is that a Bill
Gil-
Everett?
That's a Gil Fox. He did the
Okay.
cover and the art.
Now, Milt, while you're doing this, I'm going to have to keep a close eye on Rob because I'm worried about him going down another rabbit hole.
You found a new
Yeah.
avenue to hunt there, Rob.
Then
There's-
from 1950 also
There you
was
go.
Oh, that's
Police
nice.
Detective #1.
Whoa.
That is nice.
Is there any other kind of detective after you have a space detective? I think not.
Yeah,
Rob.
the rest are irrelevant.
Rob, that's a good one, Rob.
And
I know I have issue 2. I've been looking for an issue 1 that's in good condition. The last couple I
It's-
found were they were rough condition, and people wanted way too much money for a trashed book.
I didn't know what these were worth until Matt actually told me that they're worth
They're worth
quite a bit of
nothing.
money.
They're worth nothing. I'll buy it off you for $50.
Anyhow, but this was Wally Wood did the cover on this one.
That's a great
Yeah.
cover.
Now, is this all part of #1 here? This little section?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, these are ones that I
Treasures-
really like, but here's my favorite one from the Treasures from the Trunk, and this is
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
You just put Rob out of order. Rob loves that book.
Look
That
at that robot, Rob.
Well,
That is my single grail of all grail comics that I've said.
Wow.
I don't, as much as I'm an ASM guy and everything else, I would rather have this book over an AF-15. This is just my favorite of all books.
You wouldn't
This is
believe the
amazing.
condition of this thing. It's really crazy.
It looks mint.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
amazing.
I know. The cover is an airbrush cover by Alex Schomburg,
Yeah.
which I didn't know that he did these books.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know he did a lot of my all winners books.
Yeah.
covers.
Did
Is
it?
that number one, Milt? Is that a number one?
No, this
No,
is
it's number
49.
49.
49.
Yeah, that's the big
January
one.
1948.
I know. Starting Comics 49. Yep, that's the proto bender. We've had a couple on my show. One of them graded a 9.6. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just such a great looking book.
I look at this and I say, you never know.
Right?
That is a spicy meatball, because that one is a book
Yes.
that raw. It's 4 figures, and in good condition, it's pushes close to 5.
Have you guys noticed Rob is stuttering right now? He's at his
Hey, Milt, just so you know, Rob is up for adoption, so he could be yours.
Anyhow,
Atomic
Wow.
Age sci-fi is my favorite.
well, the Torchy books I kind of promised to somebody else, but I don't. If you're a good guy, I can
No.
trade you for something. I don't care.
Right? We're picking on Rob. As soon as I saw that book, I knew Rob was having palpitations over there.
Okay.
You can hear his heartbeat through the camera.
Right? Take your nitro, Rob. Take your nitro.
Let's get to number 2. Number
All right,
2.
number 2.
I'm a fan of Batman. Now, things like the first Mr. Freeze and all the other first appearances in the Silver Age, I've slabbed those. So what I'm left with is the following. These are 2 Batman books that mean one means more than anything. I bought this book off of Odo's spinner rack a long time ago. And I love how the cover just says, Robin's on the bat phone saying, come on, Batman, we got to go do our tour. And Batman's saying, not tonight, Robin. I want to stay at home and watch us on TV. And it's the second appearance of Poison Ivy. But I read this so many times back in like 1968, 66, maybe 70. I don't know, something like that. I had to staple it together.
Oh,
So it is what it is.
That's a good one.
It's
yeah.
I just what's
What a funny
interesting.
pose, too.
What's that?
I said, what a fun pose, too. Just lean
Yeah,
back.
it's
Wow.
I just enjoy this book. And what's funny is nobody ever buys me anything. My son Vince was coming home from college, and he took the train from Connecticut, and he went to a place called Ides Entertainment, and he just walked in to look around, and he found a near mint copy of this book and bought it for me for my birthday about 15 years ago or 10 years
how
ago.
nice.
That is cool.
Yes. So
Did he buy it right off of Greg, or
what's
do you
that?
know? Did he whenever your son was at Odds, did he buy it right off of Greg or one of the guys that works there?
No. Greg's no longer, he passed away.
Well, I know, but he bought
Oh,
that
okay.
book 15 years ago.
Oh, back then, I got to be honest, he may have.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I think he did. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll have to ask him.
Guys, Ides Entertainment is a giant comic book store in the Pittsburgh area. Like, people know about it, going back decades and decades. And you walk in there, you will find a grill after grill after grill. I've never seen a comic book store like that where they have so many great back issues. But the owner, Greg, who Milt said passed away a few years ago, super, super great guy. He was a hallmark in the Pittsburgh community.
Well, it sounds like we all may have to meet up there one day.
Well, the other thing good about Eyes was they also had records, and that's like one of my big hobbies. I have like close to 5,000 records, and
the upstairs is full of old music.
Yes, and you find some great stuff there. Some original Beatles albums. It's
Nice. Do you do the underground albums too, Milt? The underground vinyl?
My favorite band is Mott the Hoople, and I love late 70s punk rock stuff like the Clash, the Pistols.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then my other Batman book that I just love, it's from, I think, let me see if I wrote it down. Shit. Sorry about that.
You can swear on this channel.
Okay. It's like
You
from
got past,
it's
you
like
got past the
64.
you got past the first 15 seconds. It's fine.
And it's Batman Annual number 7.
Oh yeah, those are fun books.
Yes,
Yeah, they are.
They're all reprints, but the main reason I love this annual is on the back, Bob Kane did the Batman family.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Wow.
And I just think that's awesome.
Batwoman and the old Batgirl.
Yeah. So, okay. So that's number 2. Number 3, Fantastic Four. And again, all of my Fantastic Fours are slabbed. And so I had to find some doubles that weren't slabbed. And
I mean, life is rough.
Yeah.
I like green books covers. And this monster with
Oh wow!
I just like this
It's a
cover.
beauty.
That
Yes.
green is amazing on there. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
that is a dope cover.
And the story though is it's an emotional story. It's just really a good story. But the FF that I found that I wanted to show you guys for number 3 was a John Buscema battle cover.
Yes.
Yes.
And
That's a good one.
We
Yeah, I
know
just
this
like
one, Gary.
Yes, we
Nice.
do.
so that's one of my favorite battle covers.
So Milt, that's also my shop owner. It's his favorite book, and this he has muraled. He had this print done. It's
That's
muraled outside his Oh, let me make myself big so I can show you.
Yep.
It's muraled outside his comic shop, and Matt Woods and his son took a picture in front of it.
That is awesome. That's,
So I have this one print, Milt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, and you send me your address, and I'll send you this print.
you don't have to do that, Gary, but that's nice.
No, send me your address. I'll send you the print
Okay, sir.
if you want it.
Oh, I think it'd be great. I have
It's
my man cave is full of sports memorabilia and comics, and it's kind of neat. Well, one of the best things in my man cave is I have a record album from 1966 that's when my son framed it up for me and everything, and it's autographed by all of the characters that were in the 1960s TV show, like Cesar Romero and Adam West and Burt Ward and all the bad guys.
did the ladies sign it too?
Julie Newmire's in there.
Nice.
With the kid. It's really neat.
Amazing.
I love it. It's but anyhow, okay, we're up to number 4. Now, this is a group that I loved. Basically, Joe from the Fantasy Masterpieces.
Yeah.
The Golden Age Heroes. That got me onto the All Winners. My goal back then, when I was 10 years old, was to get all the All Winners books. And I did that. But Roy Thomas was a big fan also, and he got the Invaders.
Oh yeah.
And he started them up again. And that's like the first redo of the Invaders.
It
But
was a fun read.
yes,
I've been recently redoing them. There it is. The last Schomburg cover.
Yes. He didn't do a cover for 30 years. Then he did this one. And
Very reasonable book for somebody who, if you don't have a Schomburg book and you want to
Oh.
get one, to be able to have Captain America punching a Nazi done by Schomburg, you owe it to you're not an American comic book collector if you don't have that. And this is a very reasonable book, surprisingly.
Yes. I got to admit, I pick it up every time I see it in good shape.
As do I.
So I have like 10 copies. So if anybody wants one, just let me know.
It is a great book.
Yeah.
It is. I just love it. But that's not my favorite Invaders cover or book. My favorite Invaders book is Avengers 71,
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
which that's when the Invaders came back. It's a it was their first appearance since the Golden Age.
Nice.
So let me ask you, Milt, because right now in this show, you have me, Joe, and Matt, who are all huge Roy Thomas fan club fans. Are you more Stan Lee or Roy Thomas?
Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, what they wrote and did the first 100 issues of Fantastic Four cannot be beat. Is Roy Thomas really good? Yes, he is. But you can't jump ahead of Stan. You know, I mean, that's just my opinion. But
Right.
yeah, he wrote just as good as anybody else. I mean, I'm a big Marv Wolfman fan too, so
Oh, yeah.
it's tough sometimes.
It
You're
is.
asking, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Like, you can like more than one flavor of ice cream.
I know. Just Roy Thomas will always be my favorite.
Roy Thomas, Stanley, they're good. They're just good.
French vanilla ice cream with butterscotch is my favorite.
There you go.
Okay. So,
Okay, now back to some DC again. I'm a big fan of the Justice League of America, Joe. And like the first 20 issues are slabbed. So I try to pick I love the crossovers with Earth 2. And my favorite Earth 2 crossover was back in issues 55 and 56. And I liked how they had that's the first appearance of the adult Robin.
And you know, that copy for some reason, that particular issue is worth a lot more than many of the others around that time. And when I'm looking to complete, I still have a few issues to get, maybe 10, 15 to complete the whole volume 1 run.
Yep.
But that one, getting that one in good shape was difficult at a reasonable price was difficult for me. So I have maybe about 3 or 4 of them because I kept on buying stuff that didn't look too good. And I saw another one and it looked better. So I got one that is really in good shape. So
Yeah. Well, and then of course I love the Justice League going against the JLA, that type of cover. I'm sure
nice.
people who are X-Men fans would recognize it.
yeah.
when those first came out, that's what got me to start to subscribe to the DC books that came in the folded brown wrappers. Because at that time, DC had books that came out 6 months, every other month, 8 times a year, and a few that came out monthly. And JLA came out 8 times a year. And if I remember correctly, it was in the summertime. The 2 summertime books, whatever the month happened to be, were the 2 every year that were the JLA, JSA team up. And I just didn't want to miss those. So I decided that I would subscribe to that magazine.
Hi, Tina.
My dad liked to drink a lot, so we were going to the Clerton newsstand, 2 to 3 times a week. So I didn't miss out on anything. I also liked whenever they went to the Earth 3 and issues 107, and they reintroduced the Fawcett characters, who I knew nothing about until this comic came out. and that was issue 107.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you can see that or
Nice.
not.
Oh yeah, that's you
Good.
got it
Yeah.
perfect right there.
Right.
That's a good Superman pose.
And then similar to 56, 108 was
Ooh, another standoff cover.
yes. And I just have always liked this was like, I guess you would call it the first appearance of the Freedom Fighters.
Right.
But I always liked the Uncle Sam and the Black Condor and the Phantom Lady. They were just, yeah. They were addictive to me.
Yeah, some fun characters.
Yes. And I felt like I was reading Golden Age.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then let's go to number 6. Number 6, they're cartoon books. I still do collect cartoon books, and be it from TV cartoons or be it from just wherever cartoons were. I don't know. Mostly TV cartoons, but like I have like this is the first issue of the Flintstones,
Oh wow.
Nice.
Wow.
which is
Nice.
kind of neat.
A Dell classic.
Yeah,
I've never actually seen that cover, Milt. Nice.
November of '62.
They
And then,
were designed after the Honeymooners, Jackie Gleason's show.
exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
Such a fun show. Both of
And
them.
I was going to bring out the Jetsons #1, but I slabbed that. But and then here's another one that's kind of nice. I wish I should.
Oh, I love Space Ghost.
yeah.
Ooh.
This is the first issue of Space Ghost.
I wonder if John Malone is still in the chat. That's his favorite character.
Is it?
Yeah, look how clean that is. Holy
Oh,
cow!
this one's in really good shape. That's
Do you have any low grade books here, Milt? They're
Yeah, I
all in
do.
amazing shape.
no, I got lucky. That's all.
I loved Space Ghost so much. When I was a kid, I used to draw Space Ghost all the time. So like,
Wow.
But my favorite cartoon book that I have is the Holiday Comics Animals on Parade. This is from July 4th, 1950, and it's an LB Cole cover.
Yep.
wow, that's terrific.
I just love this cover. If you ask me what was in it, I couldn't tell you. I have
You'll
never
get a bang from what? You'll get a bang from something or other.
Well, it's a July 4th issue, so
Right.
but it's kind of neat, you know.
Very colorful. It's, I mean, it just looks great.
Yeah.
Now,
I
what
like
year was that one, Milt? Do
never
you
seen
remember?
that.
1950.
Wow.
Melvin?
So, but and then let me go over to here.
You got
Okay.
the crowd going. You got the chat going crazy, Milt. They're loving the books.
Yeah, these books are just unbelievable. Rob, are you still breathing back there?
I'm just speechless.
Well, no, and then the other thing I like is I always like Joe. You'll appreciate this. DC Giants, and so I just grabbed two. This is the world's finest 80-page DC Giant.
Nice.
I just, whenever these came out in the 60s, I just would. I mean, they were a quarter. What the hell? My grandpap or my dad gave me $2. Yeah, I'm gonna grab 3 of these. Yeah.
It was great because you got a lot of value for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
And you know, for a quarter, you basically got like 4 comic books is the way it came out, you know,
Right.
basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then along those same lines, in 1973, and then in DC came out with DC 100-page spectaculars
Right.
that were 50 cents each. And I couldn't find the damn things upstairs, but what I did find was in 74 and 75, they started producing DC 100-page issues for their regular comics, be it The Flash or
Right.
World's Finest, and or or detective and Batman.
And I liked how they did the panel covers on there, Milt,
Yeah.
on those big books.
Yeah,
DC
I
back
just.
then.
And what's funny is, and this is kind of crazy, guys. You're talking about. You'll appreciate this, Matt. These are perfect.
Sorry, Joe.
position. Now these ones are really, I mean, like the corners and everything. I don't know what the hell I did. It's almost like I didn't read the damn thing. Excuse
You're
the
right.
Where's Chris?
Put it right back.
I don't recall. Well, the guys told me how to, be careful with them and always put them in plastic bags after you were done reading them and stuff.
Those guys had to have been ahead of their time because collecting wasn't really a thing until the late 60s. And even then, it wasn't real big.
Well,
So those guys were ahead of their time.
the guys that went to Vietnam, they had issues, but I think of the other 4 guys that gave me their comics, 3 of them became engineers. So maybe they were anal retentive to begin with.
They already had that, yeah.
Okay, but another thing I liked war comics.
Yeah.
And in honor of the guys that didn't make it back, here is a copy of Sergeant Fury.
Oh, nice.
Annual number, what number is it? Number 3 from 1967. And it's signed by Dick Ayers.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Which is kind of neat. Now, what's interesting was around Pittsburgh here, like small hotels, they used to have comic book shows going back to the I guess, Christ, how long ago? Like early 70s, maybe. Nah, more like the early 80s. And they used to have artists come in. They used to have so you could get signatures on books and things. Most of the books, like I met at the I think it was called Palisade Hotel in Monroeville.
I was going to say, I've been there before for a show.
Okay, I met Jack. I met Jack Kirby, and he signed my issue of Captain America 100. And they, back then, the guys opened the cover up and they signed on the first page of the comic.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I have a whole bunch in here signed. Just
I kind of like that better. But then, and then some of the books I've actually had guys sign on the back. Like I had Miller and Stan Lee sign the back of a comic one time. I didn't want them to ruin
the art.
Especially Stan Lee. Sometimes he signs in weird places.
Yeah, that guy's
Oh God.
that guy was a character, let's say.
Mm.
It was fun though. I got to go to lunch with Stan Lee one time.
Wow.
That was interesting.
Nice.
A friend of mine knew him, and we went to lunch. We didn't talk about comics at all. He actually, it turns out, Stan Lee was a good big baseball fan. Now, 2 things: he didn't like the Pirates per se.
Oh,
Well,
Well,
still-
wait a second.
Understandable.
Oh, you jerk.
After that 1960s World Series, understandable. Mazeroski, I don't know if he's dead or not, but I still hate the guy.
Well, what pissed me off was he was a Dodgers fan, and I liked the Giants, the San Francisco Giants, after the Pirates. So we had a little bit of a discussion about that, and he knew an awful lot, though. I was impressed with his knowledge of baseball. But anyhow, okay, and then number 9 is my 9th favorite character is, or not, no order intended, was Captain America, and is Captain America. And some of the books that I like from him are like his first appearance in Tales of Suspense,
Wow.
Nice.
which, it's kind of neat. It's from 64, number 59.
Yeah,
It's
very neat.
kind of neat.
Fine.
Very, very neat.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite Captain America storylines was the Cosmic Cube.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I remember reading that and being so enamored with it. And it was,
Rick.
it still is good. And then I always loved the Captain America King Size Annual #1. Simply, I like the cover.
Right, him and Bucky sitting there. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a cool cover. But my favorite Captain America book, and this may sound stupid to some people, is Marvel Team Up #13. Now, the thing about the Marvel Team Up #13, my dad, we would take off on a family vacations like 3-4 weeks during the summer, and we would drive around the country, just going to all kinds of crazy places. And
Nice.
I remember picking this book up. It was 1973, and we were cruising through South Carolina. And boy, they have great ribs down there. But anyhow, barbecue is so good. But this book, it really, I just have always loved this book. The Gray Gargoyle, this was my first introduction to him. And
Milt, it's never a bad choice to pick a Marvel 2-in-1 or a Marvel Team Up. Those are great series.
good stories. And then finally and lastly, book number 10. My favorite character, of course, of all time, Howard the Duck.
Yes.
Now,
I was waiting for him.
Yeah, we're waiting for Howard.
shit.
Hello. Muhammad Pizza.
It's Howard Cullen.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Now, I could pick Adventure or Fear number 19, which is
Yep, first Howard.
Howard's first appearance. Or
Unnamed.
I could pick Howard's first issue,
Ooh. Thank you, Tina.
but I could pick
Show magazine.
this. Now, this is a piece of art.
Ooh.
I have a friend who takes blank sketch covers and cuts them up, slices and dices, and makes works of art out of them. I've posted a few of them on Instagram.
Mm.
And last year he gave me this one.
Oh,
which,
wow.
It's kind of neat.
That's spectacular.
Yeah, he cut it up, and it's really good.
Well, just the
Amazing.
expression he's got on, too.
Yes, but this is one of those ones that I'll always love. But my favorite Howard the Duck is last year, last Christmas. Typically, I didn't receive any Christmas presents except this one. Now, I will say this. Matt Woods was so kind to me. He actually gave me a Christmas present, a slab that is awesome, which I don't have right here.
I was going to say, that was a birthday present, Milt.
That was a birthday present?
Oh, that was your birthday.
Okay.
I love how Matt knows that. I love how Matt knows
now
that.
Matt owes you a Christmas present, Mel.
Yeah, no,
You owe me a Christmas present, you bastard.
I will say this, though, guys. Milt is talking about these negatives, like they cut out variants here.
I'll show
This
that.
was
that
a Christmas
bigger?
present last year. Hey, Gary, you got to make me big, brother.
I got you.
I was. Rob was doing it at the same time. Hold on.
Rob did it first.
This is amazing. This is not
That
a
is.
drawing of Conan or Arnold. This is actually somebody took a X-Acto knife and like cut it all out. So the guy who does these types of art and is absolutely super talented.
Wow.
But now, Milt, this was a Christmas present from none other than you And honestly, I love this book. This thing is super special to me.
Well, I'm glad you like it. But here is my favorite Howard the Duck book that I received for Christmas of last year from a very special friend, and it is Howard the Duck.
Oh,
Again, it was done on a blank sketch cover, but I just love this one.
That's amazing.
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
And it's
Really
done
great.
by, the artist was Corey Ross. And
Wow.
Any relation to Alex Ross?
it could be, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
But this is
I mean,
one
he
of
looks
those things.
lifelike there.
What's
That's
that?
in
He
talent.
looks lifelike there.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
I love this one. So this was very special to me. Okay, so that's all of them.
That's the 10.
Yes. Now,
Now, did you like the Howard the Duck movie, Milt?
no. Let's just say
you're trying to
that-
find something good to say about it.
And he tried to be nice, but it wasn't there.
yeah, any movie I feel I could have written can't be that good. And,
Hey, I was like 10 years old when that movie came out, and Leah Thompson made that movie a 10 for me. Okay. I didn't understand the
I'm
whole
with you. That's a guilty pleasure of mine.
oh, she is hot, without a doubt. Wow.
That's all I needed. It's a great movie, Milt. Great movie.
Well,
Hey, I don't think that word means what you think it means, Matt.
Uh-oh. We got
Matt,
to the
I have a
Princess Bride
question for
quotes.
you.
Uh-oh.
Just a time out, Matt. I have a question for you. Why are you like off to the center? I feel like you should have like a sidekick next to you, and you're like making room for like your invisible sidekick.
It's called artistic expression, Stephanie. You don't know this? Yeah, I'm just giving it that artistic angle, okay? To like, there's more to me than just me, okay?
Steph, Matt always loves to upset people's sensibilities, and that's just one way he does it right now.
Hey, Stephanie, I'm right here. Isn't this a little bit boring? I like
I'm
this.
just gonna chill over here.
Now, I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm sitting at a desk that's off-centered, so it kind of just works out.
okay. How about the one with a story attached to it?
Yep. Do you want to do the spec first and then tell us the big story, or you want to just do the story?
Let's just do the story.
All right, let's do it.
He's ready.
I mentioned to you before that my dad used to pack all of us into the car every summer and just go. A lot of times we had no idea where the hell we were going. Sometimes we went to Maine. Sometimes we went to, we're from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, my dad always said, and I love the phrase, Pittsburgh is the hub of the East Coast. We can go anywhere we want. And that's what we did. And in 1973, when I got that Marvel team up, as a matter of fact, we ended up going all the way down the coast through Miami, and we went to Fort Lauderdale on that trip. And oh, not Fort Lauderdale. We went to Key West, rather. When you're like 10 years old and you're in Key West, let's just say I saw some things there that I've never seen. I never saw before in my life. And it was a hell of a learning experience.
It was like that have been said about a lot of
new
Florida.
feelings,
Yes,
huh?
Key West especially.
Yeah. So,
Bring back a changed man.
but that trip took like a month or so. And what's interesting, when we got back, I had most of these books from when we first started the trip, and then I picked a couple up along the way. But it was my favorite, still is my favorite series ever. It's the Avengers Defenders initial war back in 1973.
Oh, nice.
It started off in the
Sweet
Avengers,
cover.
and then it went to the Defenders.
Yeah.
Then it went back to the Avengers, and I just love this cover with the Surfer and the Vision fighting it out. And then it went back to the Defenders, and I like this one. I could never understand how Iron Man and Hawkeye could fight.
Mono a mono.
Yeah, Hawkeye would have got his ass kicked.
It's comic book.
And then
Yeah, Iron Man was drunk.
right. The Avengers, I always like this cover. Namor versus Cap. This would be an interesting battle.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting one. And then, of course, the next to last issue was back in the Defenders. And I could never figure out who was going to win this battle. And it was the Hulk versus Thor.
Oh, makes perfect
I'm gonna
sense.
say the Hulk's gonna win.
Thor is a god. I mean,
Yeah.
Power of nothing.
Godlike powers.
But
I just
Hulk's
don't know.
power is infinite, the matter he gets.
And then the final conclusion was in book number 7 was Avengers 118, which is kind of a all-together battle issue. And then
I wonder if that's in trade because I've never actually read that story.
and then it was back into Defenders number 11 was the final conclusion, which was kind of neat.
And a good border cover on it too. I love the border covers. And then when the art broke the border,
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are guilty pleasure covers of mine. I love them.
Well, these are the original books that I bought on the vacation and when I got back home.
Oh, nice.
They're not in the greatest of shape, as you can see, but
Doesn't matter. They're packed with meaning.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
They look great.
But that's my favorite of all time, and I just love that story. The
Now,
ones
how
that
many
didn't-
times have you read that story, Milt?
I don't know, probably 30.
Nice.
I mean, I have the hardback of it. I have the trade paperback of it. So, and then
Where's
it's in
your
the
agent,
Marvel
Gary?
Masterworks.
Yeah, Gary, it's available on paperback on Amazon for like $28.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get it and read it. That's one storyline I've never read.
It's great. I love it. And books that were close but didn't make it. I like this Wonder Woman simply because, God damn it. I like
Look
this
at that lizard
Wonder
on
Woman,
there. Cool.
mainly because there's a dinosaur on it, and I
Right.
always like covers that have dinosaurs.
You can't be beat. Yeah.
And then I love this cover. It's not considered a battle cover, and I could never understand why. And that's Thor versus
Hercules.
Oh,
yeah. I thought
yeah.
this was always I mean it's 126. This might be the first Thor issue. After.
It is. It's the first issue when Journey to Mystery changed his title to Thor.
And that one's picked up recently. It's gone up a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to sell it, so it's
No, I'm just talking just in general.
yeah. It's just a nice.
it's all
It's a
Gary.
cool-
He's Mr.
cool
Spec.
cover. Oh, and then
Straight spec, Gary.
and this is one of my secret pleasures. Also, is
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
now this is it's like
Oh, that's really golden.
Where's
Now,
Jerry
where's
the
Jerry the
Jitterbug when you want him?
What's that, Joe?
Jerry the Jitterbug should be here. He's Mr.
Look, so he
he's
can
Mr.
have-
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I love Captain Marvel books. I got a bunch of Captain Marvel and Wiz books for some
I was gonna
reason.
say, yeah, because our buddy Jerry collects all the Wiz ones. He cleans them up, redoes them. It's most of the stuff on his channel.
Well, and
He
then
does a lot of them.
and then here's a book. I just remember reading this when I was a kid, and I just loved it for obvious reasons. Hot Wheels #1,
Oh,
There you
nice.
which is kind of cool.
There, hey,
Yeah,
there's
it's
some
fun.
spec behind that one. There've been rumors of a Hot Wheels movie.
Well, now that Barbie did so well, they're going to pull out all the toy lines.
All the toys.
That's what happened. And here's the modern book I have, which I'm a big fan of The Tick.
Yes.
And,
Spoon.
number 100 was The
Tick.
Tick and the Invincible teamed up.
Okay.
So it's kind of neat.
Nice. Yeah.
Right?
But
Hey there, chum.
so that's everything. As far as spec goes, I'm not a spec guy. I don't know a whole hell of a lot about specking. I luck into a lot of things. But there were 2 books. I talked with a friend of mine in the community, and they were high on them as spec books, and I can see why. One is I don't have them here because they're upstairs and they're slabbed. So sorry about that.
That's all right.
Avengers number 48, and that's where Dane Whitman became the Black Knight again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the prices have come down on this since the nobody liked the Eternals movie.
I did.
I thought it was okay too. I'm not going to say I loved it, but
I love this. I thought it was a good story. I think people just wanted fighting all the time.
yeah. Well, the
Plus, Salma Hayek.
I did look up, you can get a 7.5 for under $300. That's not a bad price for a 1960, what is it, 65 book?
Right.
Something like that. But that's
First appearance in the Silver Age. That's a good one. Yeah.
And it's a really cool cover, how he's on the horse, and then high grade books, you can get those for under 150 raw books. So that's not bad. It's the other book I was thinking might be a good spec, and I like origin stories. So there's an Avengers book. I can't remember the damn number. It might be like 90 or so. And it has the origin of the Black Panther in it. It's a yellow cover. I think that might be one worth picking up and specking on. I don't know.
That's all right.
So
I don't think anyone's going to complain about the books you showed tonight. You showed some great stuff. That was amazing.
I appreciate you saying that.
I don't think Rob remembers anything after the robot book, though.
Starting Comics 49, Barry.
Where am I at here as far as time goes?
We are at 57 minutes.
Wow, that's pretty damn good. Surprising.
But the time goes by quick when you're doing these. It's nice. Because you get interested, and you're listening.
I hope you don't mind me not picking 10 books in particular, and it's kind of getting groups of books.
Not at all. This was
No,
a lot
it
of fun, Milt.
Fun like that, yeah.
It was fun.
Milt, has anyone
Yes,
ever
dear.
told you have a Clint Eastwood vibe about you? Can you see it? Can you guys see it? You agree with
That's
me?
a serious compliment, Milt.
I
Well,
wouldn't
I'm
say
saying.
that.
I just
Yeah.
watched The Mule this morning, so
You
My
watched
dear,
what this morning?
I'll take that as a compliment, okay?
It is a compliment.
Yeah.
The Clint Eastwood vibe. That's pretty funny.
I've never seen Rob not talk. I mean, he saw that startling number 49. He's been quiet ever
I
since.
thought he had a stroke for a minute there. I was looking at
Robbie, if you get a chance, I've got a ton of books in the treasure trunk, and I posted a lot of them. If you see something you like, let me know. It's no big deal.
All right, man. I started looking. I just started following you. Start taking a look.
I saw you
He's
like
still stuttering.
those
Yeah.
posts, Rob.
Everybody's
No, that
finding
was
ways to make me
fantastic.
poor.
But I'm not going to let you just stress out about one show, Milt. Of course, we're going to invite you back for multiple shows like we do with guests. So we're going to keep putting you through the stress over and over.
I do have a lot of books from the year 2000 on up, or from 1990 on up.
There you go.
I've really maybe I've been fortunate. I've never really stopped collecting comics.
That's
like
Gary's
a lot of
favorite.
people stop and then start again and then start and stop.
Hey, the writers made me do it.
Oh my God, there's a lot of crap out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I still buy stuff. Like I did stop. My problem right now is that I've started buying too many cover buys.
Yeah.
And
That's an issue.
You say you're going to stop, and then the next thing you know, something comes along, and you find yourself falling.
Whoa,
right back
that's
down.
amazing.
well, I do these cover buys, but then I end up giving them away. So
We talked about that on the last comic book crowd, right?
yeah,
Like control and all that.
It's tough. Like, so I always compare this period right now to the 90s, where the 90s was foil and shiny and gimmicky. Now with online retailers and everyone having their own variants, plus the companies putting out their own, this is the age of variants. It's the 90s all over again, just with a different grab. This one's with variant covers.
That's
Instead
it.
of
Gary just
foils.
renamed our new era, or the variant era. Doesn't follow all the medals, but we'll allow it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Official, the variant era.
I mean, there's little things like for some reason I've really gotten a lot of J. Scott Campbell and Scotty Young covers.
Yeah.
That's
Well, they're
good and bad. I don't know.
J. Scott Campbell draws one hell of a Mary Jane. I can't complain.
And a black cat.
But
Yeah.
the prices are kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
No, that was great.
No, Gary B, the speculation guy.
I'm not I'm not a spec guy at all either, but it's part of the show.
Yeah, so you're changing your
Just
name.
for
Gary B, the speculation guy.
What do you guys think of like some of these shows that they have on YouTube where they talk about the 10 hottest books of the week?
Oh, I don't watch any of that because I don't spec, honestly.
Well, do they do that so that they can sell more in their stores, or?
No, I just think it's
I
good
don't know.
content that people tune into. So
Yeah, I think there's some of it may be that, but there's a lot of people who do it just for content. They get the list, they regurgitate a list for content as they're trying to do different stuff.
right,
Yeah.
it's the same thing when like Bleeding Cool or Fandango or John Campea releases news, and all of a sudden you see 600 other channels release the same news like it's theirs.
Some people like to see that.
Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
people don't want to watch me opening a box. Some people don't want to watch Joe flaunt his books that he's got there forever and always.
Fantastic
Mark,
Four
this
is up
isn't that
next.
show. You got to tune in Saturday.
Some people don't want to watch Madam cosplay for some strange reason. Probably because Gary takes his shirt off, but yeah.
They forced me last time to watch that. I turned it off because I don't want to see Gary take his shirt off.
And then I got a
he
message
actually had
from
my
Joe
sticker
asking
on.
me if I could send
I
him
have
about
I have the
wallet
best
sizes.
excuse. I'll get up really early in the morning for a lot of stuff, but it's usually for East Coast stuff. For me to get up earlier for this stuff. I mean, I'm an hour behind Madam, so I'd have to get up at like 3:30 in the morning. Nah,
You can do it, Rob. Come on.
I might as well not go to bed.
Yeah, I want Madam to move her show till 6:30 in the morning, so that I can
It's
watch
7:30 in the morning on the East Coast. Up here in real time, Eastern time.
It's 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time.
Yeah, but
Right,
if she
I mean,
moves
it'll
it to
be 6:30
6:30, then
eventually when the time change goes in.
if you move it to 6:30, I don't have to wake up till 8:30. So
Nick,
don't
you hit some great books, buddy. You're gonna have to watch it on the rewind.
Yeah,
I do.
amazing books.
Yeah, but I can't win. Like she had Psylocke. I know a lot about Psylocke. I could have won something.
Good.
I could have got.
You maybe you could have got your name on a popsicle stick, and then maybe Trev wouldn't win the sketch because Trev's
Right,
going to
'cause
win the sketch. He's got like
Not this
16
Saturday, but
entries compared to like
Trent
with
just
two
went.
others.
Okay, that guy's a winner, straight up.
Madam, I'll send you a blank sketch cover of Howard the Duck, and you charge me whatever you want. I want you to draw me something of Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Yes. I'll send a picture
Wow.
also.
I would like a picture. That would help a lot. Yeah.
Howard's easy to draw.
Easy.
Howard the Duck
No
meets
problem.
Duck Dodgers.
Duck Dodgers.
And we already know Stephanie likes to draw birds.
Duck was awesome in that.
Howard the Duck is almost as easy to draw as Gary.
That's a great job.
All right, we're going to go around the horn here. We are, of course, going to start with Rob. Rob, what's coming up for you, sir?
Thursday. Yeah, that's it. Thursday, I have a mystery box from IRF Authentics. I sit down with Ruben, the man who is the owner and CEO or whatever of IRF Authentics, and make him wiggle and squirm as I unbox his box in front of him. And he'll either have to answer for his crime or be praised by his greatness. The IRF Authentic box, $130 mystery box where everything inside is signed and you have a 50% chance of a original sketch cover. Then Saturday on Only Slabs, we have Collecto 6 coming on. It's going to be an amazing show for Only Slabs, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern, and then Monday mail call.
All right. And Stephanie, what's coming up for you this week?
I think I just agreed to go on Sanda's group collectibles and tomorrow night and to do some cosplay talk and maybe get in some cosplay with another cosplayer. So yeah, so I might be doing that. And then Saturday, of course, is coffee and cosplay with Power Girl and Gary B.
Nice. Joe, what's coming up for you, buddy?
Well, tomorrow I've got a video coming out that where I'm going to be ranking all 32 Marvel MCU movies. And you'll see what I think about the Eternals at that point. And I use like IMDb as well. So, but I give you my take on it. On Friday, the last comic book crowd we had was pretty interesting, where we were talking about whether we're just spending too much money on modern comics and what it means. And it got me thinking. I went back to when I started thinking about when I started buying comics again around 2006 or 7, and all the mistakes I made going all the way through, and what I would tell myself, what advice I would give myself back then if I knew then what I know now. And then on Sunday, I'm going to drop. Gary's been pestering me that I should have a 1K subscriber show.
Yes,
and I will. And I'm going to on Sunday, I think I'm going to drop a short video that'll explain when it's going to be and what I think we're going to do during that show. So those are the next 3 things coming up.
Awesome.
Nice. All right, coming up for me in 2 nights' time,
How about Matt?
have Shop for Comics coming up. Oh, we're getting to you in a second, Matt.
Oh,
Sorry.
I guess you're Gary's
We
nemesis
skipped-
too.
No,
Matt
I
on there?
started talking because I have my schedule. I'm sorry, Matt. We have Shop for Comics coming on, and then we have, of course, Saturday I'll be with Stephanie, and then I'll have a Savage Saturday
There.
comic review
Now it's
coming
better.
out. Or we might be, I might be looking at the new Red Sonja figure I just picked up, and then next Tuesday we have. On the 1st, we have Steve White coming on the show on the 10/11, and then we're gonna have I'm gonna have a special Friday night show on the 4th, where I have the Australian boys over that collect toys on the show. We're doing a toy show with Keep On Collecting and a couple of Scott Crusher and stuff like that. So a couple of the guys there, and I still got to get a guest for that Thursday because my original one fell through, so I got to replace them. But that's what's coming up for me. And then, Matt, what's coming up for you, sir?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've put the YouTube game to the back burner. I've been taking a giant break from it. I don't know if I'm really going to come back to it, as in I'm going to create more content on my own channel. I kind of have a feeling that I will, but throughout my life, I've always ebbed and flowed on comic books. I'm like Milt. I've always collected, but I've not always been active in the comic book community. And right now, honestly, my son, he's turning 18. And 2 years ago, he wanted to hike the Grand Canyon. So we made a trip down to Arizona. And that poor kid got sick as a dog the day before we went down into the canyon. So he stayed in a hotel with my wife while I did the hike, but he wants redemption. So he wants to do it. So honestly, him and I, we just been hiking every day, just getting ourselves prepared because that's a no joke hike, and so I want to be ready for that. But that's taken up a lot of my time. I have not been putting a whole lot of time to the YouTube comic book games. So,
But Matt,
but Joe,
once you come back from the Grand Canyon, we had this series planned 2 years ago.
you know what, Joe?
We have to do that series.
I will 1000% honor that because here's the truth. I don't think I'm done with YouTube. I just think I'm taking a well-needed break where I'm not worried about putting out anything.
Right.
I would just want to get things, fresh in my mind.
And we're keeping you busy anyway.
I was just on Friday night for a couple hours. Okay, so
we're not going to let you rest. You already know that.
Comic book.
Milt, you have anything coming up, sir?
What's that? Oh,
You have anything coming up on YouTube? Any shows on anyone's channels?
no. I mean, if people want me to come on, they might invite me, but I don't know that many people.
You're going to be on my place. You know that. The next espresso mail call, I'm sure you're going to be on. So.
Oh, that would be great. I'd appreciate that. What you said about what you bought back in 2006 and the mistakes you made makes me think of the Faces song. I wish that I knew what I know now when I was younger. I wish.
I know that's a good song, but I can't put it on the station. They'll block it, so I can't do it.
Yeah. Well,
maybe if you sing it.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't sing.
I think he was.
I will say this: since I do buy new comics and stuff, one thing I was trying to get together was maybe at the end of the month having the comic book covers of the month. If I can get that together, I need somebody to show me how to work the computer and stuff. We'll see. I've the Steel City Con in Pittsburgh is coming up on 11th, 12th, and 13th of August.
Milt, we're already making plans. We're going to be meeting up that day or one of those days.
That'll be good. Maybe we can get John from Chili's Polis to meet us also.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
Nice.
So, I don't. If anybody's out there and they are bored and they want to take a moment, check in and watch Milt's Comics Mansion. And if you're entertained, great. If you like it, let me know. Maybe I'll try to get some more of those together. We do a lot of different things.
Right?
So,
Do a nice collector's room tour.
yeah. I don't know.
Right?
Cool.
As long as you're having fun, Milt, it doesn't matter. And,
Hey, I'm having fun.
good.
So,
Well,
And,
Milt, thank
what-
you for coming on tonight. I appreciate it a lot. This has been a fun episode. We, of course, are going to have you back. I want to thank my co-hosts who all joined me and helped me out tonight. Rob, Stephanie, Joe, Matt. Thank you guys so much for coming on and being a part of the show. And I want to thank the crowd. We had a great chat working tonight. Lots of great people. People that we consider legends in the community for sure. And we even had Tina in the crowd, the Blue Wrench of YouTube. So thank you for being here, Tina, and thank you everybody else for coming out. We certainly appreciate it. And as I like to end all these things, keep it casual.